My uncle is really well off and has a really cool house on the water with a huge backyard and pool. So for my 21st birthday, he let me use the backyard to throw a big party since he was out of town for the month. Anyway, since it was my 21st and I wanted to go crazy, I invited all my friends and told them to invite all of their friends just as long as they bring their own beer. The party started at 8. My uncle had a surround sound speaker system in the yard that was perfect for parties. I just plugged my burner phone in and put on a music mix that was good for parties. I told everyone that I invited to stay out of the house, though, unless they were going to the bathroom. It was strictly a backyard party. I quickly realized there were more people than I was anticipating. Almost all of my friends who I invited showed up with extra people accompanying them. And then on top of that, people I didn't even recognize were walking in groups together through the gates. I had to assume everyone here was invited by people who I invited. But when there were easily more than 80 people in the backyard, I started getting anxiety about the cleanup and potential damage I'd find tomorrow. I tried my best to keep an eye on who was going in and out of the house. It was a long night, though, and being the birthday guy, I did get distracted often. The party got way more crowded before it started to slow down, and eventually police came and shut down the party because multiple neighbors complained. So I had to tell everyone to leave except for a select group of my friends. There were about 10 of us left outside by the pool, and these numbers dwindled down until it was just myself and my friend Rob. My uncle told me I can't have anyone sleep over, but honestly, I didn't think it would hurt if only Rob stayed over. He was blackout drunk anyway and would easily just pass out on the couch. I walked him inside, then went back outside to lock both gates, then locked the back door. By the time I got inside, Rob was already sprawled out on the couch in the living room. And anytime I'd attempt to talk to him, asking if he's asleep already, he'd just make a half-effort groan sound. So I left him there. I checked the bathroom to make sure it wasn't too dirty, and minus a couple empty beer cans on the counter, it wasn't bad. The cleanup wasn't gonna be too bad tomorrow. With the help of Rob, I went upstairs planning to sleep in one of the many bedrooms, wondering why my uncle was so strict with no one staying over when there's literally 4 extra beds. The 2 fancy stairways in the giant foyer led up to an upstairs balcony that overlooks the foyer, and then a bunch of bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and another living area. I brushed my teeth with my finger in the upstairs bathroom and went right to sleep. I was drunk, too, so I fell asleep with ease. I woke up about an hour later feeling really nauseous. I mixed way too many liquors. I had to run to the toilet to puke. After I puked, I walked back out into the upstairs balcony area and I heard footsteps from down in the foyer. I walked over to the railing of the foyer balcony and looked down. I said, "Rob," and I saw a figure in the darkness below. "Stop moving." I felt like I could see them looking up at me, but with how dark it was in the house, I couldn't see the person's face or any features. I then heard something from the living room downstairs, the sound of snoring. Just dawned on me that the person in the foyer wasn't robbed. I said, "Who is that?" thinking maybe it was just another party guest who maybe passed out somewhere drunk earlier. But they didn't answer. I heard more footsteps from the kitchen area downstairs. My heart started pounding. Now I said I'm going back to sleep, pretending like I thought they were just party guests when in reality, I was going back to the bedroom to lock the door and call 911 right away. But then I remembered Rob was down there. I had to try to warn him. I called his number and someone picked up before saying anything. I said Rod at least 3 times. All I heard was breathing on the other end. I hung up the phone and dialed 911 now. And while on the phone and whispering to the 911 operator, the doorknob to the door twisted around and then there was a light knock on the door. I asked the operator in a whisper if I should say I'm on the phone with the police, and he said, "No, don't announce my presence." I asked, "What about my friend Rob?" And he paused for a second as if he didn't know what to tell me. Then he said, "Just wait in the room until police arrive." If they think my friend is asleep, they probably wouldn't harm him. I could tell even the operator didn't really know what to do about that, but I figured that was the best option, too. At this point, all I could do was wait in the locked room, waiting out the intruders until the police got there. The operator told me police were arriving now and that they would try the front and back doors. The police were able to enter through the back door, which was left open by whoever the intruders were. Only then was I instructed to go downstairs and meet them. I woke up Rob and explained everything to the police while he listened. Still drunk and confused, I searched the house, seeing if anything was missing. But it wasn't my house, so I didn't really know what was there beforehand. My uncle's bedroom was locked, and he didn't have many valuables just sitting out in the open. The police searched the entire house before leaving. They said they'd keep an officer on the block for the night, which made me feel a little better. I never told my uncle about this until one day he asked where his Cartier watch was. Apparently, it was stolen right from the kitchen drawer by one of the intruders. It was then that I had to tell him the truth. And obviously he was anything but happy. He never asked me to reimburse him for the watch, but he also never allowed me to throw any kinds of events at his house again. And I can't blame him for that.